Hello beautiful people around the web, this is Nicholas HD and today I present you the Soldier secondary weapon review. Now let's not waste any more time and get started. The default shotgun has 6 shells in each clip and reloads one by one. Its full potential unfurls itself in close to mid ranges. The default shotgun is being shared with the Soldier, Pyro and Engineer, and it stands out with its consistency and reliability. You deal great damage if you hit. If you miss, and you need to fire again. Skilled players always switch out the shotgun even in close ranges when it gets hard to aim, and the rocket could do the job by hitting a target for sure, but the shotgun won't hurt yourself, and if hit directly it becomes a deadly tool of assault. Do not underestimate it because it can be devastating. Switching out to the shotgun is the it's the best thing to do in the most options to choose from. Remember those freaky bootcamp tutorials from Call of Duty? Yes, same rule here. Get your thingy out there and blow your shots away. Well, that's what she said. The reserve shooter is the mini format of the shotgun. Everything is the same, but it has 3 different attributes to it which you might want to know about. The small version of the shotgun has 3 instead of 6 shells in each clip. It feels like a rocket launcher since you always have to constantly reload as opposed to the default shotgun, where it is still important but not quite as vital to reload after a quick kill. But what makes this gun so good is that you switch out all your weapons 50% faster. Might not seem like a lot, but you won't take advantage of 100% switch out. Let me explain what this means and why I said this. If you switch out with no delay and you are able to instantly shoot, you couldn't take advantage of it because you are human. If you switch out and shoot as soon as possible, you will need like a 40 to 60% switch out rate at maximum, and even then you have to take into account that you always have to aim to wait for a good to perfect shot. So the 15% are quite a lot. Just try it out for yourself. Now that's not the only upside this weapon has. The last thing is that it mini crits for 100% airborne targets for 3 seconds after they went airborne. 3 seconds sounds like not much, but in terms of fast, quick-paced action shooter, 3 seconds are more than enough to kill everyone effectively. You always tell your friends that something happened instantly to you, or it looked like it took you like a second for you to do something. But reality is this: you weren't prepared for those instant occurrences. And because of that, it felt like no time, like you get around the corner and you be instantly shoot dead. That's not the case. But those seconds, however, you thought you could literally count one by one, are in reality almost instantly to everyone else. Time is relative in game. Time is relative to everyone differently. Try to watch a clock ticking while playing. Look at it, now look at your screen, now look at it again. Boom, 10 minutes are gone. That's how time works, we just can't comprehend it. Last example here. I was playing World of Warcraft and I started the boss right alongside with 20 other players. A countdown was set from 5 seconds before the boss uses a special ability, and as you play, and I used to play as heal, and it's quite intense to make up for the failures of the rest of the players, you heard the in-game computer voice counting down from 3 to 0. But I thought I was fooled as the voice suddenly skipped a count and started to count faster. Now, as I started to listen and realized that my perception of time is relative to me and time slows down or speeds up. That's how it is and always will be for every one of us. Now I'm taking you back to the matter of 3 seconds of time you have to shoot somebody while they are airborne in order to land those 100% sure mini crits, and giving proof by my X-Course that 3 seconds are way too much in my opinion, and that's why it should be nerfed to 2 seconds or so. Well, I digress. Wow, I should do a separate commentary about the psychological parts of video games and how they impact on us and what our perception and understanding of reality and visual reality is like. But I digress again. The Gunboots are shoes which absorb 60% of your own rocket launcher damage. It comes in handy if you want to rocket jump and there are no medics or medikits or dispensers around and you still be ready for combat. It won't absorb any other damage, however. The Mantreads are shoes, again, which deals your falling damage 3 times to your opponent if you land on their heads. Sounds fun, but it's relatively useless. The damage sucks always, and the accuracy is depending on the player, but it's still a gamble of luck and skill, which makes it awful, and it just won't make sense if you play with a market gardener, just as I do, which requires to actually land next to the target to open a wide and large area where you can hit your opponent. If you land on their heads, you deny for yourself the ability of critting with your melee. Do not use it. Use it to craft the rocket jumper instead. 3 times Mantreads and 1 times reclaimed metal, I think it is, to craft the rocket jumper. Do that instead, please. The Righteous Bison is a laser pistol which shoots a beam of laser into target which it penetrates and moves along as long as its range goes, or it hits a solid object. It can't be deflected, it doesn't use up any ammo and deals 80% less damage to buildings. This is the secondary counterpart of the Coal Mangler 5000, I'm sorry. Now there are 3 different buffs the soldier can activate. Buffs are temporary enhancements which he grants everyone around him and himself for the time they are active. The first one is the buff banner. As for all buffs, you have to gain rage, which you gain by dealing damage to enemy players. Once the rage meter is full, it glows red and you can get out a secondary to use it. It is usually a horn he blows into to release a battle sound thing, I don't know. The buff banner grants 100% mini crits to all friendly players around him and himself. It's a damage granting buff. The secondary buff is the Battalion's backup. Once activated, it blocks 50% of sentry gun damage, 35% of all other damage, and it grants immunity to all crits. Comes in handy to rush people, but it's way too hard to get the rage meter full to use it in comparison to its usability. You need a strong team play on your side, but also good defense on the enemy's side to actually make use of that effect. I won't personally use it. Ever. The last buff giving secondary is the Concheror, which heals up when damage is dealt and grants a speed bonus. This is quite useful, but to be honest, I think that the buff banner does a greater job, because you kill people instead of surviving longer. If you survive longer and then your enemy is still there, you are lost. But if you kill fast and then the enemy is gone, even though you might have very low health, you still survive. That's why I would still go for the buff banner, but in combination with a black box and a medic maybe, and some other players, this buff can change the outcome of a battle. Well, the Battalion's backup. One last thing to add here, if you dish out damage while the buff is running, you increase the buff's duration by a tiny bit. Try to hit as much as possible. Okay, this should be it for now. This was Snickers HD reviewing all secondary weapons of the soldier. I hope I could help you, entertain you guys. Leave a comment if you like this video and let me know your personal experiences and share those with other people. Thanks for watching, and as always people, keep it up. You are most certainly able to kill, of course, and it is way more easier if you are new to this and in close ranges, because you neglect the effect of predicting where to aim to make people walk, jump or fly into your rocket.